Alright, we are finished with our very first essay, so you're a third of the way through the class. Congratulations. Okay, so now we're into section 2. So our driving question for section 2 for our second essay is, how does visual rhetoric move a community to justice? To answer this question, we need to know about visual analysis. Analysis means breaking something into parts and studying each part on its own. We have been breaking down rhetorical elements of our readings like tone, audience, purpose, and the persuasive strategies. We will now apply those skills to visual analysis. So Advertisements R Us is an analysis of an advertisement for Coca-Cola. If you haven't read it yet, go ahead and do that now. It's in your textbook reading for this week. You'll notice that the author first describes the entire ad, then goes into a more detailed description of specific aspects of the ad for analysis. This is a good practice for visual analysis. The author also has done her research. She knows the time and place when this ad was released, the exact magazine it appeared in. From these details and the visual details, she can infer the cultural values of the audience and the intended message of the ad. She is able to support her claims with her analysis. Alright, so when you're doing a visual analysis of your own, you want to start with a description of the visual. No judgments, no analysis, no interpretation, just start with a description. So specifically, you want to first describe the medium. So is it an ad, a painting, a pencil drawing, a piece of graffiti, a video? Then you want to describe what you see, right? Colors, textures, objects, the relationship or location of various objects to each other, words, right, if there's words in the image. And then you also want to indicate the original context of the image, the date and the publication. Then you'll move to analysis of the visual. What does the artwork suggest, and how did the artist do it? You can start with your initial reaction. What did it make you feel or think the first time you saw it? What's the focal point, right? What are you drawn to? Are you drawn into something in the middle? Are you drawn into something up top? So focal point. How do the elements of the composition draw you into the painting? How does the color relationships, the shapes, spatial considerations contribute to the understanding of the painting or the advertisement's content? Are there warm colors? Colors that are warm in nature, like reds, yellows, oranges, browns. Are those used by the artist? Are the artists, are the colors cool colors, right? Like violet, green, blue. That might determine how you sort of interpret or how you take in the painting. Also, what objects or figures are clear and distinct, and then what objects are blurry. It is also a good idea to perform some analysis outside the visual. So what does that mean, outside the visual? What you want to do is a little bit of research to find out the cultural context of the work of art or of the advertisement. What's going on in the society that the artist is living in, or that the corporation or the advertisers are living in? How does the work of art reflect the social, political, psychological, or cultural ideas of its time? So we'll be focusing on contemporary visuals, so it makes it a little bit easier. You can just focus on what's happening now, right, in our time, in our world. Also, what do you know about other works of art by this artist or other ads by this organization? So for the WWF ads, right, the World Wildlife Fund ads, right, not the Wrestling Federation. For their ads, there's 4 ads that we'll be working with. So when you're talking about one ad, you might find yourself referring to another ad to give some sort of a context or to make some sort of a point. Also, we will be looking at some artistic, some art pieces by a Polish artist next week. And even though you'll be focusing in on one of those artworks, it'll potentially help you to refer to other artworks, right? It might give you some context. So after taking notes on all of these elements, right, all of these elements that we just talked about, come up with an argument or an interpretation of the work. What is the visual argument? What is the artwork or the ad trying to say? To support your argument, you need to use evidence, right? What evidence inside or outside the artwork supports my interpretation? This week, our group activity, like our participation activity, right, will be to create a wiki with a group of classmates that focuses on one advertisement from the WWF, the World Wildlife Fund. Their mission is quoted on one of their websites. If you go to worldwildlife.org, that might be a helpful site to go to and kind of check out. There's a lot of outside research outside of the visual that I have posted on Moodle. So if you go to the worldwildlife.org, it says that their mission is to conserve the world's most important natural places and significantly change global forces to protect the future of nature. Our experts are active at every level, from fieldwork to government, conserving the largest tropical rainforests, most remote areas of our planet, and the world's most endangered species. So that's their mission. We have 4 ads that they've recently run, one for sharks, one for rhinoceroses, one for tigers, and one for the environment, just the environment in general. For your group project this week, you need to choose one ad and answer the question, what argument is the WWF making in this ad, and how are they making it? So the first thing you're going to do is join a wiki. So we have multiple wikis listed. If it sort of gets over like 5 or 6 people, start a new wiki. I would say once it hits 5 people, start a new one, and that will most likely fill up. If you start a new one and then nobody joins it, then go ahead and just jump into another wiki group. But what we want is about 4 to 7 people. We really don't want to go over 7 if we can help it. So you'll join a group, one for tigers, right, or rhinoceroses, or the environment, or sharks, right? So pick which one you want to focus on. Join a group. Look around the wiki to get a feel for the activity. It's new. We haven't used a wiki yet, so kind of see what's there, see what you can do, and kind of get comfortable with it. It might take you a little bit of time to look around, click on things, see what happens. So you'll start by describing what you see, and then you'll move forward through the steps of analysis. I can see what each student contributes to the wiki because it keeps a record of changes. You can see what each student, what each person in your group changes as well. You have access to those records of changes or of edits. So it makes it really easy to find old things if you want to bring it back or something. You can comment to your group members, and these comments won't appear on the wiki pages. So if you need to communicate with your group members, use the comment function. And then ultimately what you want to end up with is a couple different pages, multiple pages, right? And you want them to be well edited and to answer each question. And once you're actually on Moodle and you click on it, you'll see the questions. They're there, they're set up. You want to answer those questions as fully as possible. And that's it. So that's what we're going to be doing. So as soon as you close out this lecture, go ahead and pick a group and jump on in. So have fun. Hopefully things kind of work out. If you have problems, feel free to send me an email. All right, that's it. Bye.